What is up, everybody? It is No Continues, your favorite video game discussion podcast. My name is Juice. I am joined, of course, by my good friend and co-host, Ben Duzo. And this is the big one for all you Nintendo fans out there. We're talking all things Nintendo Switch 2 today. We have a fun-filled show for you guys today, and we are just days away from the big presentation
Days
on
away.
April 2nd.
Yeah,
Ben, how are we doing today?
I'm feeling excited. Only for the Nintendo stuff. That's it.
Very
Other
excited.
other than that, life is shit. No, I'm joking. I'm actually, no, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How about you, Juice? How are you doing?
I'm doing very well indeed. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be talking all things Nintendo Switch 2. Very exciting times. You know, presentation is literally just right around the corner. If you want to watch the presentation with myself and my wife Mags, and potentially Ben, we're knocking on
Maybe.
wood, still have to work it out.
Yeah.
You can join us and watch the presentation with us. 15 minutes before the presentation starts, we'll be going live, and you can watch it with us. But today, all predictions, all things are on the table. Ben and I are going to go over everything today. Didn't it feel like the time flew by? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
A lot. Like,
Yeah.
for me, a week ago, we were still talking about, like, oh, are we going to get a February Direct or something? And now we're almost at the Nintendo Switch 2 presentation. So it's kind of crazy. Time flies by. Time do fly by.
Yeah, well, when we were talking about the first trailer that came out in January, you know, you and I and many other people were talking about how at the end of that trailer, they announced the Switch 2 Direct and how it would be on April 2nd, and everyone went, "Oh my God, that's so far away." Like, that's, I don't know how we're going to make it, but the time just flew by, and we are now literally days away from this presentation. I don't know where the time went, but time just flew. That timing was not a concern, turns out.
No, not at all. Yeah, we were concerned at first, but no. I mean, a lot of good games came out in the meanwhile.
That's right.
We got Monster Hunter Wild, we got Split Fiction, we got a lot of games. Still, there's always a ton of retro games to go through. I don't know. We kept ourselves occupied. I think as content creator, time flies by like crazy. So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I was definitely worried that I would be, just being like, are we there yet? Are we there? But funny enough, I was very busy.
Yeah.
Had a lot of the backlog to go to. There were a lot of things to talk about, a lot of games that came out during that time that when I finally looked at the calendar when we were doing, scheduling our show for this week, I was like, we are just quite literally less than 10 days away. This is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Carnival, Kolsky, I can't
Chronicles
speak.
X, it
came out, which I thought it would take forever until it comes out, and it came out. I barely had time to play it, still. So yeah.
A lot of positive things on that, I heard. So, but enough of us rambling.
Yeah.
Before we jump into everything, though, let's ease into it. We don't want to get too excited right away. Don't want to get too excited, Ben. What are you playing these days to keep yourself occupied?
I'm, of course, playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, that's for sure. I took a little time off just to play that game because, Xenoblade is kind of my franchise. I really love it. So, yeah, I took a day off just to play it, and it was fun. It's exactly what I remember of what it is, honestly. Like, I've played it on the Wii U. I don't remember much, but I remember pretty much being, like, a solid kind of like character creator type RPG, like where you don't have like a personality, you're playing the main character in a way. So yeah, it's pretty cool so far. It's just lots of dialogue, and I like dialogue, but I don't know, like I don't have that much time in my day, so it's a little bit hard to follow and just to keep myself interested where I have like 20,000 things to think about. But no, other than that, it's a really good game. Like, I love the combat. It's pretty different from all of the entries. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. How about you, Juice? What are you playing these days?
Yeah, I'm playing through two things. I'll start with the first one. Playing through Sonic Colors Ultimate on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
This game is, like, highly regarded by Sonic fans. Sonic fans love this game. I've seen a ton of them say that it's top 5 for them.
It's
I
mid.
like it. It's fine. I don't think it's the best. I think it is a little
Oh,
overrated.
it is crazy overrated.
I like the 3D sections. Funny enough, I actually don't mind the boost sections. I know they're kind of hallway-y. We've had
Yeah,
this discussion before.
yeah,
But I do feel fast in those
yeah.
instances. They do a good
True.
job of showing that.
I just don't feel fast in
Unfortunately,
2D.
yeah, the 2D sections, unfortunately, I don't love. And this game is a majority 2D
Oh, it's
sections.
90% 2D in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
It kind of disguises itself as a
I f-
mainly 3D Sonic
yeah,
game, but it actually isn't. It's actually a 2D Sonic game.
yeah, yeah,
And because of that, I just think there's so many better 2D Sonic games to play
yeah.
personally.
Because realistically, Sonic controls like shit in 2D. When in the boost
When you're
era,
doing both,
yeah,
yeah.
it I don't know. There's something wrong about just Sonic controlling, jumping, everything. Everything feels just wrong. He feels like a bullet.
Yeah.
He's not precise. He feels like slippery in a way. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me,
No, he
like
definitely feels
yeah,
slippery.
especially like colors and generation. They're both are like not great 2D games in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like the 3D sections are just so few and far between that it makes it just
Yeah.
for me not fun. The only game that I would recommend like in the boost era is a Shadow Generation, which I
Yeah.
think the 2D sections are fun and the 3D sections are fun. So they're actually 3D. So
Yeah. Yeah, I always find like for some reason the jumping in the 2D sections in
yeah.
Sonic Colors, there are ledges that you have to be really
Oh
perfect on your
yeah.
double jump on and that
Yeah.
you'll barely make. It
Yeah.
feels like your margin of error is
And
pretty low.
Sonic's momentum is so weird whenever you jump.
Yeah,
He drops like a heavy ball in a way. Like
he does.
he
Yeah.
it feels like he has like metal shoes or something. He just jumps so fast.
I also find sometimes the camera angles in the 2D
Oh
sections, like you're
yeah.
not straight on most times.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're actually looking up almost on
Mm,
an angle at
yeah.
Sonic, and I find it very difficult.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, I think a lot of Sonic fans really like this game, because it kind of came out at a time where Sonic had been through a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
And this was just a straightforward him and Tails taking on Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no Knuckles, there's no craziness, there's no even really Chaos Emeralds. It's literally
There's
just a
nothing,
by
yeah.
the numbers, classic Sonic and Tails versus Eggman. And I get that point. Like, yeah, Sonic was kind of
Because
insane for like,
it came out during right after the storybook games, in my opinion.
yeah,
So
it came
that
out in
make
2010, I think.
yeah, and the storybook games were like highly criticized back then because they were so nonsense. The story
They were
was
weird,
nonsense.
yeah.
Like it was just like Sonic goes into a book and then he relives like
He's King
weird.
Arthur.
Yeah, he's King Arthur or he's a Jin or something. Like it's
Yeah.
so like people are
Yeah.
like, yo, I just want to play Sonic, which I understand, but I feel like in retrospect, especially with Sonic Colors Ultimates, the port is so badly made. It's just so bad, in my
The port is
opinion.
very dark. I don't find it
Yes.
very colorful. It's funny because I find this game is not loved by Sonic
Oh no,
fans.
not at all. Yeah.
That being Sonic Lost
Yeah.
World. Sonic Lost World is super colorful.
Yeah.
It's super vibrant. It's super in your face, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
I know a lot of fans don't love
Yeah.
that game, but I think it's okay, and I think it's very colorful
It's
in my
okay. Yeah.
face. And I find Sonic Colors very washed out in
But that's
comparison. I know
due
it's a
to the
Wii game
port.
technically,
Yeah.
right?
But
So this,
it
yeah,
is
you're
due
right.
to
It
the
is a
port because
port.
on the Wii it's a little bit more colorful. Even though it's in
Yeah,
480p, it's really
yeah,
more colorful. The port really made it look washed out,
yeah. It looks dark for some
colorless.
reason.
The graphics looks worse in some sections. Like
Yeah,
yes, they're HD textured. They're clearer, but there's like a little filter which makes Sonic blurry or something. I don't know. It's
yeah,
very weird. I don't know how this port got greenlit, honestly, but yeah, it's not a great port. Really not a great port. It's
yeah.
nice that we have Sonic Colors on your platform because it was stuck on the Wii for the longest time.
Yeah.
But still, I don't think it's I think it made the game worse in my opinion. That's why I just don't enjoy it at all, and I think it's just bad. But still, like I think the points that we have, the criticize the critics that we have are still valid in the Wii version,
Yeah.
like the 2D sections and the fact that Sonic controls like shit. Yes, but still,
Yeah. I think the game is still fine. Like, it's not
it's
a
okay.
bad game. I would say it's, probably a top 10 Sonic game. I just don't consider it the best, like a
Yeah,
lot of the diehards do.
yeah,
But it was free with PlayStation Plus this month, so
which is always
enjoyed it really
welcomed,
quick.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I also have another game I'm playing through, but it has to do with my gaming pickups. So I'll talk about
Ooh,
it a little bit there.
yes.
Did you pick up anything fun this
Up,
go around, Ben?
picked up a lot of things these days. I
Oh, okay.
picked up, I don't know if I showed you guys last time, but I picked up Split Fiction, which
Ooh,
I'm
yeah,
currently
finally
playing
seen the
on
copy there. Yeah, yeah.
stream with my girlfriend. Really, honestly, very, very surprised
Yeah.
about this game. I thought this game was gonna be like, you know, an It Takes Two,
Like,
but a little
alright.
bit better. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I wasn't really a big fan of It Takes Two. I thought it was all right. It was a pretty good casual gamer co-op game, you know, but this game really surprises me. Like, there's a lot of variety. It's super long, lots of side quests, lots of
Yeah.
references in a lot of video games. I don't know, I think it's really good. I got Okami on the PS4.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
really
no
cool.
kidding.
Yeah. VGP had not a sale, but they reprinted it because of the remake.
Wow.
So I
Very
got it.
cool.
Yeah. It's really fun. I thought it was gonna be a hack and slash game, but it is pretty much a puzzle game. And it's not
That's
a
interesting. 'Cause
yeah.
I've never played it either. I've always known about it, but never played it.
Yeah. So I was a little bit disappointed at first, but I kind of got into the groove of it and I liked it. I liked it. I don't think I'm
Good.
going to stream it again because it's a very long game to stream and it's like 50 hours for some reason. So,
I didn't
but
realize it was that long until
yeah,
we started like talking that
yeah,
you were thinking about getting it, and
yeah,
then you were like, "Did you know this game is this long?" And I
yeah,
had no idea that it was
yeah.
that long.
Yeah, for me, every gameplay I saw is just Okami fighting. So it's like
Yeah, same.
Amaterasu his name or something. And I was like, and then it's just like a whole story about just making people feel better. It's very weird, but it's really cool. It's honestly very cool. So yeah, there's that. I picked up Onimusha for the PS4,
Very cool.
which is a
Wow.
very sought after copy right now because
Yeah,
for some
yeah,
reason
it
I don't know
is.
if it's good. I've never
I
played
think there's a
Onimusha.
big cult following
Yeah.
of Onimusha.
Yeah,
And there's the new game coming out we talked about a
Yeah.
couple months ago, right? So
yeah. I don't know. I it's still sealed, so I have not played it yet.
might
but,
not open it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna open it though. I might pick up a digital copy on the cheap, like at $10 one day, and just
Yeah, you know
play
what's
it.
funny? I saw it on the Switch eShop just for $10 the other
Yeah.
day too. So
Yeah.
you can get it pretty cheap.
Exactly. I think there's Onimusha 2 at the same time. That is.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
So-
in the state of play as well.
Oh
right?
yeah,
So,
true. So yeah.
I know.
Oh
Crazy
yeah.
that
I got another game. My bad. I'm coming back.
he's got another game.
I've got two other games.
Who other games?
Yeah. My other game is Devil May Cry HD Collection.
HD collection. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It was on the cheap.
Especially with the anime coming out.
Yes. That's the reason why I got it, because I'm gonna do a short about it. It's gonna come out in a couple of days, but the anime is coming out in April 4th. Whenever the anime comes out and people enjoy it, the game's gonna get ridiculously expensive. Like,
True.
right now it's a $40 game. It's still expensive for a PS4 game that came out like a couple of months ago. But yeah, it's gonna get crazy expensive. It happened with Symphony of the Night. It happened with like the amiibos, the Castlevania amiibos whenever the show came out. It happened with a lot of things. So yeah, pick this game up before it goes crazy. If you want to relive Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3, I would recommend just buying them right now. Because yeah, it's like $40 for the collection. I think it's a decent price for it. So yeah. And the last one is Xenoblade Chronicles X. I just don't have the copy right now with me. It's in my bedroom, but yeah, that's pretty much what I picked up these days. How about you, Juice?
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I got my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles X here
Let's
for you. So
go!
there you go. Grabbed it. I have Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition. I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I haven't played them. I'm actually going to start with this one.
Oh,
I'm very excited. I've heard this is a great
Entry
one to
point,
get into
yeah.
if you've never played Xenoblade and you just want to try some. It's a little different, so
It's
very
very
excited to try it.
condensed. It's his own
Yes,
story. It's not really connected to the other ones. Like in order
exactly.
to like we don't even know if it's truly connected. I haven't played it all the way through. This one, apparently there are some things that ties the story together. There are some
Very
new things
cool.
that they
Okay.
added that ties the stories
Yeah.
together, so we'll see. Better than that, I don't know.
Wait and see.
Yeah.
I also got here. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ooh!
Early Days collection from
Oh,
Konami.
that's so cool.
14 Yu-Gi-Oh! Games
That's
from like the
crazy.
Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced era on this. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you like the anime like I did, I love the anime. Yeah, definitely pick this up. This is definitely
Oh
for
yeah,
the.
it's not even expensive. Like what,
No, it's like
$64 for
50, $60 or
for
something like that.
14
Yeah.
games is crazy. And like buying all of those games physically right now, it's gonna run you about like $200 or
Oh, at
something.
least, yeah.
So like
So
it's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, it's very, very
Buy this
cool. Very
collection
cool.
before it's never seen
Yeah,
again. Because
definitely buy
this
this collection
it comes with
because
cards too. And if you're a
it
card
does.
collector, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, buy this game because the cards are exclusive in this set. So
Yep. Also got here another one that I also think will become
mm.
expensive. That is Bakaru.
Oh
This
yeah.
is a game made by Good Feel. They're the
Mm.
developers behind Yoshi's Crafted World, Yoshi's Woolly World, Princess Peach Showtime.
Mm.
They made a 3D platformer in
Nice.
Japan. Finally got an English translation, and this is the physical copy. It just came out. I
Nice.
think this is gonna go pretty
Oh
quick.
yeah, it's
You can get it digitally on the eShop. It's also available on Steam,
mm,
wildly enough. But yeah, I think this physical copy is gonna go quick. So just something to consider.
yeah.
And then the final one I got here also ties into one of the games that I am playing, and that is The Plucky
Nice.
Squire. I've been waiting for this one for quite a while. I was really excited when this game got announced. I thought it looked amazing. I thought it looked super fun. It was released in the fall of 2024 and kind of got just okay
Okay
reviews.
reviews, yeah.
And I was pretty bummed out to see that because I was just so excited.
Mm.
Like it just looked like something that was like made for me.
Yeah.
So I decided that I would wait till I got a physical copy. Finally got it, and I'm playing through it, and
Uh,
I'm loving
you're
it.
loving
I
it?
think this,
Okay, that's cool. That's
yeah,
nice.
I think it's
Mm.
fantastic.
As long as
It was
you're
kind of like
enjoying
a
it, we don't care
yeah,
about the reviews as long as you're enjoying it, all right?
yeah. I
That's
think it's like a good little reminder that while game reviews are you know helpful,
mm,
they're not the end all be all. If you find a
exactly.
game that you think will scratch an itch for you or that you will enjoy, you know your gaming tastes more
Mm,
than anyone else. But yeah, this game is fantastic. If you love The Legend of Zelda, if you love heck like comics like I do, like
mm,
Calvin and Hobbes
yeah.
or the Peanuts,
Mm,
stuff like that, this game is gonna like connect with you big time.
that's cool.
Um, the one complaint, because then I got curious, I was like, what were the complaints about this game again
Mm,
that people were talking about? So I decided to go back and look at some reviews, and a lot of people said they said that they had technical difficulties. I came across one, but I restarted the game and it was
I know,
fine.
fine, yeah.
And the other complaint I saw was that it's too easy. The game is too easy to an insulting degree. And I don't know. I thought the game seems fine. It's just an
Yeah.
adventure game. I think if you want challenge, there are tons of
You can play
games
Dark
out there
Souls.
for challenge. This is just a
A
rated
feel
E
good
adventure
game.
game.
It
Yeah.
feels like a
So
feel good games. Like you just
ex-
play and you're just enjoying
oh,
it.
exactly.
Turning your brain off, everything's whimsical, everything's pretty, you have a bunch of
Exactly.
mechanics. You're just impressed by the ideas of this game.
Yeah. When you're in the hook of this game is
Mm,
that you're a character in a storybook,
yeah.
but you can come out of the storybook
Oh,
into the
nice.
real world. In the real world, it's not too bad, but when you're in the
Yeah.
storybook, it's probably one of the most beautiful games I've ever
Oh,
seen. It
nice.
looks just like so
Mm.
vibrant, so beautiful. If you love The Legend of Zelda, like you have to
Yeah,
play this
that's
game.
that's
It's like a simpler Legend of Zelda
of
essentially.
course.
But yeah, I think it's fun. I think being easy shouldn't be a complaint. If you wanted even a cutesy, challenging game, play something like Tunic or play something like death's
because
door.
it is
Like these,
very challenging. Tunic,
it
like
is.
I was
Tunic
very
is
surprised
challenging.
whenever I first played it. I was like, what the hell? What the
Tunic's
hell is
tough.
this? Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yes, it is tough. And I know I'm going off topic here, but I need to find a physical copy of this game because it comes with a
Yeah.
manual, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So if
Yeah.
you're stuck, you can no, you can look at the manual. I don't know, I just feel, because if you don't know Tunic, you have to get pieces of a manual in order to learn some mechanics in the game.
Exactly.
The mechanics are always there. You just have to learn about them. If you know,
Yeah.
that's why like when you replay the game, it kind of, you can skip a lot of things in the game because you know a lot of things. There's a lot of perspective that changes in the game, but still, the physical copy comes with the manual. So that's, I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. So, but that's my thing is, if you wanted a tough game, there are tons of tough games out there. If you wanted a cute,
Yeah.
tough game, there's tons of those
Yeah.
out there. So
It's just not
just
that.
because this one isn't tough, does that mean it's now a bad game? Like, I don't know.
But
They made it seem like it was so easy that it was like insulting your intelligence, but I don't know.
at the same time,
Felt fine
reviewers
to me.
has to put something that is going to be eye-catching in the video. You know, they have to
Yeah.
put like points where
Yeah.
they're a little bit over-exaggerating just for the sake of views. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Pretty unfortunate. I think this game got a little harshly criticized. I think people were just really excited for it. And then when the game turned out to be just, really good time,
Yeah.
but not like genre defining,
Yeah.
they knocked the points off for that. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. Ben, I think you'd love it. And if you like The Legend of Zelda,
Should I pick a copy?
I would say, I think so.
I think-
picked
okay.
up a copy. I would say right now, full disclosure, I'm playing it on PlayStation 5 right now. And there is a PlayStation 5 port, and it runs totally fine. It looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would say grab it. I really like this game.
I'll grab
So-
it. I have a copy reserved for me, so I'll probably
There you go. There
pick
you
it
go.
up. I have the
See?
special edition actually reserved for me.
Oh,
so-
really? Yeah, I was looking at it too because
Yeah.
I've been in that kick recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
So I still have way more that we'll go through eventually.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
But yeah, those are kind of the pickups recently. So yeah, go play the Plucky Squire. Very fun.
Very fun game.
So, but all right, let's move on to the meat of this
The meat.
podcast. Let's talk the Nintendo Switch 2. We've talked about it in generalities. We've talked about, what we think we'll see here and there, but we want to lay everything out for everybody. Just our predictions, what we think we're going to see, what we hope to see, even. Because yeah, it's we're right there.
Yeah.
I think, being Nintendo fans, it's always exciting, getting into a new console. The reason I'm just so excited for this console is that the Switch was just such a great, perfect time, perfect place console for Nintendo. They really needed that comeback. And I always view console generations as like points in my life. I talked about it in a TikTok video that I always view like points in my life based on the console that was around. And this feels like a new thing, like a new chapter of my life starts now from the Switch 2
From the Switch 2 moving forward.
perspective. That's why I'm really excited, because it just marks like a new thing and a new chapter in my life. Yeah. That's how I tie them. Is there any reason why you're really excited for this, Ben? Or you just want something new to play?
Honestly, I'm excited because I want a more powerful Switch. That's pretty much it. Like, I love Nintendo. Playing Xenoblade Chronicles X again on my Switch was just, how can I explain it? It was just so fun. It made me love the Switch again in a way.
Yeah, it's so surreal, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm playing right now Xenoblade Chronicles X on my Switch. Yes, you could play under your Wii U, but it looks so shit on the Wii U screen that it was kind of like not worth it to play portably. But now I'm just laying in my bed playing Xenoblade, having that time of my life. And I'm like, for the console market, there's pretty much nothing that beats this, in my opinion.
There's nothing like it.
No,
right?
you can buy a PlayStation Portal, but it's not the same. It's streaming. There's input delay. The quality is not that great.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you're losing so much component of having a portable console
Yeah.
which I don't know. I'm just happy to have a more powerful Nintendo like
Yeah.
portable console because I love Nintendo's IP. I think they make the greatest games of all time, even to this day, with an underpowered hardware. Like the fact that they're able to do so much with so little is still crazy to me. So yeah, I'm just excited for them to just go into like the real 180p gaming. I know it's stupid. I don't mind 4K play. I don't mind 180p. I think 180p is like.
So do I. It's fine.
I like.
If you do 1080p with HDR and all this stuff,
with
it
60
looks
FPS
amazing.
for me, 1080p 60 FPS is more than enough for me.
Same.
Like I don't play my PlayStation 5 games 4K. I always play them 180p, 60 FPS. So I don't really care. I have a 4K TV, but I don't really see the difference. So for me, honestly, like 1080p 60 is the best. So for Nintendo to go on that step in a way to get to that step is pretty big for me. That's why I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see newer games and patches for old games. Like I really want to play Breath of the Wild 60 FPS. I really want to play Tears of the Kingdom 60 FPS. Honestly, I think if there's a 60 FPS patch for Tears of the Kingdom, I'm gonna put 200 hours on it again. Like it's that bad. And like we know that there's a 60 FPS patch on the Xenoblade Chronicles X. They're just waiting for the Switch to unlock it, which is gonna be amazing. That's why I'm taking my time with the game because I know I'm gonna be able to enjoy it more in a couple of months. You know, so yeah. How about you, Juice? Why are you?
Just I think we'll dedicate a full episode to the Nintendo Switch 1 and talking about how it came to be and what its legacy is. But I think personally this is Nintendo's best console of all time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because of what they've been able to do, how good it is. And I think we will more close to the end of the year once things have settled down. I think I want to look back at the console and give our kind of
be like, thank you, Switch
goodbyes
1.
to it. Yeah, thank you, Switch 1. So I'm just excited to see how they can improve on literally their greatest console of all time, in my opinion. So, but let's get to Switch 2 now. So we're going to talk our predictions, and I have made a fun little way for us to discuss it because we could talk about it and break it down.
Yes.
Like everybody else. But we're not like everybody else. We're no continues.
We're built different.
God damn it. So we're going to play a little game called Over or Under, a little game that I've made. So I've got a series of questions that Ben and I are going to answer. I'm going to ask them over or under, and we're going to keep track of our answers and see what we kind of got right and what we kind of got wrong for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct happening in April, because I think we're going to get pretty much all the information, or at least 95% of the Switch 2 information in this Direct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think everything's on the table for us. So I'll start with some pretty simple questions, and then we'll move along to get to some more difficult ones. Are you ready, Ben?
I'm ready. Always.
Perfect. All right, let's start with question 1 here. So, over or under? The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct will be over or under 50 minutes?
I would say over.
Over. You know what's funny? I'm also thinking over as well. Funny enough, I think Nintendo, when it comes to their Directs, they like to be pretty short and concise, like 45 minutes. Yeah. This could be the exception.
This could be the exception, yes.
Yeah, so I'm kind of with you. I'm thinking... We're putting the O's on that. We're putting the O's on that. What do you think? Closer to an hour? Will it be over
I would say, for me, an hour and 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. I think
you're thinking big time presentation.
Putting everything on the table. Be like, screw you leakers. We're going to be the source of information from now on. You know? They're going to be like, no way, Jose. We're going to do like other leaks for months on hand. No, we're gonna say everything, and that's gonna be it. That's why they made us wait so long.
All right.
That's why there's no February Direct.
Yeah. No February Direct.
Yeah. So yeah, That's
All
my
right,
prediction.
Ben. I see you.
Yeah.
Wow, putting it all on the table. I'm
Yeah.
going 55 minutes. I don't
50.
think they'll
Okay.
yeah, 55. I think we'll approach an hour. I just always see Nintendo being short, concise. They always like to give their information quick.
Yeah.
Um, if there was a presentation that could go for an hour and 15, an hour and 20, this is it.
Yeah.
Obviously, because the one thing is that I'm not taking into account is we literally haven't heard from Nintendo at all this year
Yes.
about literally anything
Anything.
except that one trailer. So if there was a time for them to kind of give us literally the bulk of information, that would be it. So
Because I think what's gonna happen is gonna be a regular Nintendo Direct or software titles for the Switch
Sure.
2 plus the Switch 2.
yeah,
So that's why
fair.
I'm thinking over an hour
Yeah,
because of that, you know? Because
You're
I
kinda
think
convincing
usually
me.
Nintendo Directs are 40 minutes, and now there are probably a lot of companies that wants to line up and be in the Switch 2
Yeah.
presentation. You know, that's big for them.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna watch it. So for me, I don't know. For me, I think over and
You're
over.
kind of convincing me. I'm not
Huh?
gonna lie. I think I'm kind of getting convinced here.
You're getting
So-
convinced here, right? Yeah.
But all right, we're both going over. That's interesting. All
Yeah.
right, let's move on to question 2. All right, over or under? All right, so the Switch 2 launched in the United States for $299.99. The
Mhm.
Switch 1 launched for that price. Over or under? The Switch 2 will launch for $400 US. And please note, $399.99 is under. What are you thinking?
I think over.
You're thinking over.
I think it'll be 450 US. Yes. Because if
Okay,
it's
all right.
not, I'm going to be concerned for the actual power of the console. Because I don't mind paying $700 for a Steam Deck, Canadian, by the way.
Yeah.
So for me, if it's under $399, I don't know. I'm going to be concerned a little bit.
Yeah, I'm at a tough position, and the reason I've also kind of leaned into the over is just not even for the console. I think if it was up to Nintendo, it would be $399.99 US.
Oh, yeah.
The issue right now seems to be the tariffs and
Yeah,
literally the global economy right
course.
now. So it's hard for me to. I know everyone is saying $399.99. I've seen so many people like just say this is the price, this is it. I just think it's going to be slightly over. I think I'm going to go something weird, but $429.99. Kind of a weird price point.
Okay.
But that's what I'm going
But
with.
they've done that usually, especially
They've done it before, yeah.
in Canada. Back then, a normal Switch was $379.99. They
That's right, yeah.
upgraded it at $400 for some unknown reason. Instead of doing a price dip, they did a price increase, which is ridiculous. Back in the middle of the Switch life, but they still did. So
Yeah.
that could be that could be something.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, here in Canada, I pretty much add $100 as to whatever it is, right? So
exactly, yeah.
if it's $429.99 US, it'll probably be like $529.99 Canadian, right? So
exactly.
All right. Question 3. All right. This one is a little change up. This is before or after. All right. The Switch 2 will launch before or after June 1st?
After. For sure after. It'll be I think it'll release in June. But I'm after June 1 for sure.
You know what's funny? I thought we were going to be pretty not on the same page, but I'm also in the after camp. The only thing I could kind of see maybe is late May.
Yeah.
Maybe before the Summer Game Fest time and all these things, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like early to mid June seems like the time for them to release this. You get a 2-month run up, right? You get
before the holidays. Oh,
before June, right? And then you get a run up to the holiday season. So yeah, funny enough, I'm also in the after camp.
It's because it doesn't make sense financially that they releases before June. Realistically, like June is like the deadest month in the year. I think they should just release it there to just create some buzz around it, have a good financial year at the end of the year, I think it just makes sense. Just makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on the after. I'm with you on the after. All right, let's move to question 4. All right, over or under again. So the Switch 2 will have over or under 3 new big gimmicks or features.
I think over. Because I know something, but not that I know, but I think there's something that some a lot of people missed out on the Switch 2 announcement trailer. But I'm gonna let you answer first, and then I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I'm also in the over category. I already have, we already know about the mouse,
Mm,
or that seems to be one, right? Nice. Um, I think that's a given, right?
mm,
That's one. We know that there's a mysterious C button
yeah,
on the right Joy-Con. That's a new one. So to me, it's like you just need 2 more.
yeah. I
That's
just
it.
need two
Like
more. Yeah,
I'm thinking of in my brain, they're gonna improve the HD rumble in
yeah,
the Joy-Con. They'll call it HD Rumble 2.0.
yeah,
That's something that I've thought of, and I think that itself is a new
yeah.
gimmick. So now, what that fourth one could be, sounds like you have an idea in mind.
For
What?
me, there was a lot of like designs for a second screen on the Switch too, and people
Yeah,
didn't
we've been talking about that.
understand. Yeah, they didn't understand how it would clip on the Switch. They were like, yeah, but that's just a little bit stupid because how would it clip? And if you look at the Switch 2 stand closely, it is so thin that it
Very
makes me
thin.
wonder that the back is magnetic now. The space that they like the real estate that they've gained by doing the stand so little is meant for magnetic accessories like a portable battery, like a second screen, like just a bezel that sticks to it with the USB-C port, a lot of things. So I think the back of the Switch will make an important, like, I don't know, it's going to be important for accessories in a way, like
Very
kind of accessories.
interesting.
So I'm sure that it's the only, like, the Joy-Con are not the only thing that are magnetic. So yeah, that's
I like the mindset. Not
yeah,
the only thing that are magnetic.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. That's very interesting. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to get to 4. We
yeah,
already have 2 essentially that we kind of
yeah.
know about. So should have made it tougher. I should have said like 5 or something
Five,
like that.
five, yeah,
All right. So, dang, can't wait to see these gimmicks in action.
yeah.
So, all right. Question number 5. All right. Over or under? They will show over or under 5 new Nintendo made games at the
Oh,
Direct.
for me, it's under for sure.
Under?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I'm
they're only gonna show Mario Kart 9 and Metroid Prime 4. That's it.
interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You're
4
gonna
Nintendo made
lowball.
games.
Yes. I'm talking Nintendo made
Yeah.
games. So I'm going over.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. My actual answer is 5,
Five.
but I wanted to make it fun and
Yeah, okay.
force me to split it.
Yeah.
I'm going over, and the reason I'm going over is I think it's more likely that I would see 6 games than 4. And my answer stems from obviously Mario Kart 8,
Mm.
whatever the new Mario Kart
Mario
is,
Kart, yeah.
whether it's 9 to whatever.
Mario Kart
New
Magnetic, because it
Mario
looks like
Kart
the new.
Magnetic. There we go.
Yeah, it looks like
Mario
the
Kart.
front of the cars is like the same thing that uses the magnet on the Switch Joy-Cons. I
I've never noticed that.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
I have an
interesting.
eye for those details. I was like,
You're like,
huh.
I see the magnet there.
I see the magnet. We're probably gonna go on magnets and
So, Metroid Prime 4, the new Mario Kart. I also believe there's a gimmick slash tech demo game. A 1-2 Switch, a
yeah,
Wii
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Sports,
yeah.
a Nintendo Land. I don't know what it is. I think we're going to see that. I also think we're kind of a Hail Mary. I'm going 3D Mario to see. We're going to see it for the first time.
See it. Oh, because there's Pokemon
See.
ZA too. You have to. Pokemon ZA is
Pokemon's
probably going to
weird.
be like a month later title, launch title in a way. So.
And then 2 more. I don't know. I just think it's more likely to see 6 than it is. Or I don't know why I have this mindset. I got a feeling.
You got a
I
feeling.
got a feeling. Hence why the your 1 point, your 1 hour 20-minute presentation
Yeah.
fits into my
Yeah.
6 game
But I think
prediction.
for me, I think they're gonna show a lot of third party support because they don't want to make the same mistakes as the Wii U, and they want to show
Yeah.
that like we are packed in from the launch, and they know that
Yeah.
people are gonna buy practically anything that is a Switch 2 title. So I don't think
True.
they'll be afraid to just launch a bunch of title at launch since games are backwards compatible. So if there's a game
That's
that
true.
comes out soon or anything, you can pick it up as with the Switch 2 game, with the Switch 2. So
True.
you can pick up Xenoblade Chronicles X with the Switch 2. It doesn't matter. It's gonna work on the console. So I don't know.
We'll get to third party really soon
Yeah.
because I got theories about third parties
Yeah.
as well. So now, of the games that are shown off
Mm.
at this direct by Nintendo themselves, over or under 3 of these Nintendo games will be launch games. Will it be over or under?
I think under still.
I'm actually going under as well for this instance. I think in a dream situation, I think we're getting 3 launch
Yeah.
games. That being Mario Kart, Metroid Prime 4, and my mystery
Your mystery
my
gimmick
mystery
title.
tech game.
But it makes sense. The more you talk about it, the more I'm like, for sure there's a gimmick game with the magnetic thing
A
of the
mini game of
Joy-Cons,
some
or the
sort. Yeah.
mouse functionality of the
Exactly.
Joy-Cons, or the C button. Like, it's Nintendo. They're always gonna do something gimmicky with like ARMS. ARMS was their gimmick title
Exactly. Yeah.
for
Something like
the
that.
Switch 1 with 1-2 Switch, but 1-2 Switch.
Give me ARMS 2,
Yeah,
actually.
ARMS.
I actually really like ARMS.
ARMS was
like
so
a lot,
fun.
actually. Yeah.
We had I remember we had a tournament, ARMS tournament, with the Nintendo employees back then, and
Oh, really? That's so cool.
with the yellow Joy-Cons too. So it was, it was the first time the yellow Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I lost, unfortunately. But
Oh man.
yeah.
I really liked the chick that used her hair as fists.
Ribbon Girl or something.
Yeah,
the music is
cool
so
ones.
good too.
So good.
Oh my
ARMS
god,
is
the
fantastic.
menu music. Bada, bada. Oh my god, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Give me ARMS 2, but call it like 2 arms or something like that. Something goofy.
Yeah.
Give me ARMS 2.
Yeah.
Give me ARMS 2. That's funny. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people online be like, they're going to launch with like 6 games. And I'm like, that's not how console launches work.
Oh,
if you look back at like pretty much all Nintendo's launches, except the NES, because that was a totally different situation.
And it
they
would
pretty much launched with like 2 or 3 games.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I think the GameCube was Luigi's Mansion, and no, I think it was only Luigi's Mansion.
It was Luigi's Mansion and Wave Race Blue Storm.
That was a launch title?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I've never played this game.
Yeah, so yeah, Wave Race game. And it's really nice actually if you've never played it. It's very good.
I heard like my girlfriend usually talks whenever she looks at Wave Race, she's like, "Oh, I used to play this game as a kid." I was like, "Okay."
So good.
I never played
it was a launch title. But look at the N64. There was only 2 games. It was Pilot Wings and
Mario 64.
Super Mario 64.
But that's the thing. Pilot Wings was a gimmick title to showcase the 3D. Luigi's Mansion was it? No, Wave Race I think was a gimmick title to showcase the power of the GameCube
technology
with the waves. On the Wii was what was
Wii
it?
Sports and Wii Play. They both launched at the same time, right?
Yeah.
They show the gimmicks of the console, right? Like
Switch was 1-2 Switch and ARMS.
Yep.
No, ARMS came out like a little bit later.
A little later. It was 1-2 Switch and of course
Breath of the Wild, which
right. So you don't launch with a ton of games. That's just not what the console manufacturers do. They just launched a couple. They let the people around them kind of also pad it out. So let's talk about those other people in our next question, that being over or under. There will be over or under 5 third-party games shown off at the Switch 2 Direct.
Over. Absolutely.
I'm going over too.
Yeah. And I have a prediction for those games. Elden Ring.
I also have a prediction.
Elden Ring first.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Fallout 4. I think it would be a great addition 4, because Fallout 4 is a phenomenal game. I know the Fallout fans are like, it's good at Fallout 3. I don't care. It's good. It's really good. Fallout 3, I think actually that's just my 2 predictions right now because I have a memory blank, but
I've got a couple already in mind that I've been thinking about. I just think about the companies that worked very closely with Nintendo and like have had really a good solid relationship for the past 5 years. So Microsoft, you've said, I'm going with them again. And I'm going Doom the Dark Ages.
Oh, okay. Doom
I'm going Doom the Dark Ages.
I think Master Chief Collection could be a great pick too for the Switch 2 launch titles.
Yeah. I think, you know, every Doom is on Switch, even 2016, even Eternal. That was a big deal.
And it's one of the best controlled Doomed ever because there's motion controls in the Switch port, and usually people like motion controls, so...
Yep. So I'm thinking Microsoft will be there. Microsoft has already said in interviews that they will be supporting the Switch 2, so I think they'll be there with Doom the Dark Ages. I'm looking at a company like Sega, of course, and Atlas. I think Metaphor, Refantazio slots right in with that. Please. I think that is like the perfect Switch game.
Or Persona 3 Reload.
Persona 3 Reload, yeah.
I think they'll try to do it safe and release a like older game in a way, just to make sure that people are like, I kind of want to play Persona on my Switch right now. Persona 3 Reload would be huge for the Switch 2.
The reason I say Metaphor is it was a Game of the Year nomination. It's still like the people's eye. I think people would go nuts for Metaphor.
Honestly, it's one of the greatest Atlas game ever made, in my opinion. Yeah. So, yes, I totally agree.
I think people would be like, holy cow, this is on the Switch too. I think that just oozes Switch game. I also think... No, you go.
No, but speaking of like game releases right now, we're kind of in a weird situation right now where companies don't want to say that it releases on Switch 2. We've seen Silent Hill F.
They're waiting for this.
Yeah. We've seen Silent Hill F, the trailer, and there's no Nintendo Switch in the releases, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be there because...
That'd be one too, yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you put it on a Nintendo console at this point? Like, it's like Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Switch 2. Resident Evil 4, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Switch 2. Like, a lot of games can be on Switch 2. And you know what? We're all going to buy them. Even if I own 5 copies of them.
Yeah,
I don't
100%.
Care. Yeah.
I think you just mentioned Capcom. Yeah. I think Capcom probably is in this presentation as well. Not sure what. Monster Hunter Wilds would be insane.
But I don't think it can run on the... No, it runs on Series S.
It does run on Series S.
It runs pretty great on Series S.
Or an insane port of World, something like that. And I'm also, this is like my big money chip. Like I've got $100. I got to put it all on red.
Yeah.
I am calling that Square Enix will be at the presentation with Final Fantasy VII Remake. This rumor was like swirling for the last 2 or 3 years.
Actually, I don't think it's a rumor. I think it was confirmed by developers
GDC
that it was running.
Yes, it was running.
The first appearance of the first things that we know about the Switch 2 is Breath of the Wild runs at 60 FPS and Final Fantasy VII Remakes looks as good as on the PS5 and runs as good as on the PS5 on Switch 2. That was the two main thing, and people were not believing it, but developers kept saying, no, it's true. Like, it's true.
Yeah, I think if that is at the presentation, that's what I'm putting my money on.
Yeah.
People are gonna lose it. They're gonna go absolutely nuts. Square Enix has already said that they need to get their games out there more. They're not making enough money by just releasing it on PlayStation. Final Fantasy VII Remake just feels like it was made for this.
But imagine playing it portably.
Oh, I know.
Think about honestly, I'm not a big AAA super pretty graphics blah 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 gamer, but Final Fantasy VII Remakes looks absolutely amazing to this day. Like, it's crazy. So having it portably, man, it would be crazy. I have a sealed copy of the PS5 on the PS5. I'm gonna rebuy it on Switch and play it on Switch all the way through. Like, no way.
Oh yeah. So I think the big guns for Nintendo will be there. So Bethesda, Microsoft, Square Enix, Atlas/Sega, and Capcom will be at this presentation. And yeah, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake will be the big like bring down the house moment
Mm.
where they're like, "Oh my god, this is coming." I think that'll be the big third party
I have one
moment.
question though that I'm gonna add to
Sure.
the
Yeah.
episode today. Do you think we're gonna see indie games in the presentation?
I think they will show a couple. I think Nintendo is like that. They're very nice like that. If this was the Silk Song
Oh
drop,
yeah, I was gonna
I
say
literally
it.
think things would go absolutely insane.
Oh
Like it would
yeah,
be insane. It would be
I think it would have been the greatest.
that'd be a mic drop moment.
Yeah. Silk Song, bro. Nintendo
Yeah,
won.
so
Like,
yeah. I think we will see, you know, they've never been shy to bring indie companies in.
Yeah.
Snipper Clips was one of the big launch games for the Switch when it came out, right? So they're not shy of
They
that.
came
So
out
I think we
with
will see.
Cadence of Hyrule, which was
Hyrule, they've got all sorts of
Yeah.
relationships with
It's
indie
really
developers
cool, yeah.
now. So I think, yeah, I'm with you. I think we'll see
okay.
something.
Cool.
Is Animal Well on Switch? I think it is, right?
It is on Switch.
That would
It
be
is
cool.
I need to get this
If, like,
game.
yeah, Animal Well's cool.
That's cool.
But last one for us, just a fun one. Over or under? There will be over 2 editions of the Switch 2. So I'm counting different color variants. I'm counting a boxed bundle with a game. Will there be just a regular Switch 2, or will there be, I guess, over 2?
I think we have the same answer. I think it's over.
Yeah, I think so too.
Of course, there's going to be multiple colors. Of course, there's going to be not a bundle, but maybe there are rumors that there's like a Mario Kart 9 bundle. Which
I keep hearing that too.
I think I would prefer, even if there's a bundle, to get the Switch 2 normally and get Mario Kart 9 on the side, because I'm pretty sure Nintendo are going to pull off the digital copy inside. So
they typically don't put a physical copy. It's
anymore.
Usually a code.
It's a code. So even if it is, I'm gonna buy the Switch plus Mario Kart 9. But I think there's gonna be multiple editions. There's gonna be multiple variants too of space. I'm pretty sure there's probably gonna be a base model and then like a 512 gig model, which that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think it'll probably launch with 256 gigs. Yeah. Which for Nintendo is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Which is sad, all things considered. But yeah, I think we're going to see a ton in this presentation. I think they're just going to lay it all out for everyone to be like, I've been pretty amazed that nothing has really gotten out yet about this presentation. Yes. They have been super guarded, super kept this thing close to the chest because, you know, there were a lot of leaks. There were a lot of rumors about the actual console itself. Yes. But this presentation, it has been under... Man, they must be held at gunpoint, some of these people, with the information.
The NDAs
like, if you say anything...
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure, like, only really, really high-ranking people know what is in this presentation, because it's pretty insane.
Yeah, it is insane. It's the first, I think it's one of the first presentation that hasn't been leaked all the way through for a long time.
We don't know anything actually at all.
Anything.
So
there's the Nintendo Switch enthusiast on YouTube that tries to, you know.
They try, but no, these people, they don't know anything. There was even a rumor apparently that this week coming up there will be a Switch 1 dedicated direct. Doesn't even make sense in my opinion. I don't even know.
That's just stupid.
I was like, where did you get this information from? It's grasping at straws, right? Like,
it's just creating content for the sake of creating content because you have no creative liberty in your life. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
I know, it just felt like a made up rumor. Why do you have to make that stuff up? You know, like, you know what? Just survive the next few days and you'll get tons to talk about. So just wait a few days. So yeah, those are kind of all the major bases that I wanted to cover with my little game here. But I wanted to quickly go over things maybe we didn't cover, like hopes and dreams. Ben, is there, you know, kind of go back and forth, maybe just something that you would like to see improved in the Switch 2? Like, give me one. What do you want to see improved?
Performance, for sure. I
Easily.
would
Yeah.
like it realistically to be as powerful as an Xbox Series S. I own one because I didn't have enough money to get an X. I'm gonna get one eventually, but for
Yeah.
now, the S suffice for my Game Pass platform type
Yep.
console. If it's as powerful as an S, honestly, I've played pretty much the entirety of Persona 3 Reload on my S. I've played
Hmm.
Ninja Gaiden Black 2, the remake with Unreal Engine 5. It runs perfectly. I've played a lot of like very intense, graphic intensive game on it, and I'm pretty surprised. Like it looks great. It
Oh yeah.
runs great. Like, so I would really like it to be on par with the Xbox Series S. And in the future, maybe have an upgraded model. Make it last like what, I don't know, 7 to 8 years,
Yeah,
like the
that'd be
Switch
great.
one, but
Yeah.
actually make it brilliant. And instead of just releasing an OLED model, release an upgrade with the OLED model, you know?
Yeah, kind of
So
like a new 3DS type deal.
exactly, because they had more RAM, it run
Yeah.
games better. It's the 3D slider was better. Everything was better. So please, Nintendo, we
Give
need
us a Pro.
give us a Pro. We're gonna buy it. We're probably gonna be the only like the Nintendo fans are probably gonna be the only person that's gonna buy a Pro and not complain about it. That's the thing, because right, yeah, we know what happened with the PlayStation 5 Pro. Like everyone complained about it, nobody bought it. But for Nintendo, they can do whatever, pretty much whatever they want, and we'll buy it because we're always searching for more powerful hardware with you guys. You know, that's how it works. So
Yeah.
that's my hopes. That's my hopes. Just please be powerful this time. Like I don't want to rely on a gimmick. Like I love the Switch one, but I'm done. Like I need something new.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on obviously I would like it to run better. Mags and I we play Overcooked, we play
Mm,
all sorts of like indie games,
yeah.
co-op games, and a lot of load times have just been really rough.
Oh, they're
Like
rough.
minutes, right?
Yes.
So I I would like that to get better. The eShop is my biggest
Oh,
concern. It's really bad. I have a
sucks.
video coming out this week talking about how much I don't like it. It is by far the worst storefront,
Yeah.
like of the big three. I prefer even going in the Xbox store
Mm.
way more than the eShop. It's
It's worse
really
than the
bad.
PS3 and the
Oh
Xbox
yeah, it's
360 stores. Like
it's horrible.
it's
Like
horrible.
it's really bad. Not even just for load times, but
Mm.
literally the quality control. Like there's
Oh,
none.
it's crazy.
It's terrible. It's horrible.
Mm.
So that one for sure
Mm.
is the big thing. I think you and I both agree that um while the simplicity of the current Switch is really nice, I think you and I want a little more customization. Give us themes, give us something that makes the
Yes.
Switch more
Oh, yes.
personal to us.
But there,
I think
I think there's themes coming because in the least
I
we
think so too.
saw themes for the like the
The
sleeping mode
3DS.
screen.
Yeah,
You
that too,
know,
yeah.
yeah. So I think it's coming. Black and
I
white is
think
a little
so
bit
too.
boring at some point, like for themes. I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pay
Yeah,
for the themes. I don't care. Like,
I'll pay the 99
yeah,
cents. Just give me my Paddington Bear
pa-
theme, my Sonic theme, give
yeah,
let me
exactly.
customize my home screen. Let me
Yeah,
have some fun with
exactly.
it, please. You know? Um but yeah, that's, those are the two
Mm.
important things. Just, the quality control on the eShop, better running eShop. Like it shouldn't take me forever to search for a game. And then yeah, just more power. That's the much needed thing for me. So
Yeah.
is there something you're excited for? Are you excited for the mouse gimmick? We haven't talked about the mouse gimmick. I'm curious
You
about
know
it.
what? I was texting Xenoblade Chronicles X at my job recently, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of in a desk where it's perfect for mouse control, and I kind of just like out of nowhere just flip my Joy-Cons and be like,
Yeah, like just to see the
so I was
feel,
like,
yeah.
ah, it kind of feels cool. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling it now. I was pretty like against it. I was like, oh, that's just a boring ass gimmick. But now I was like, as soon as I put them in, I was like, okay,
Like
okay,
yeah, you're seeing the
I
vision.
see where they're going there. Like I
Yeah.
see where they're going. I just think they need to really implement it like intelligently
Yeah.
because they can't
Yeah,
do
I'm
it in
with you.
every game. Because
No.
if ever you want to play portably, and then you're like, find the flat surface to no.
True.
Do not
I don't
do
want to
this.
find a flat surface. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, 100%. I think as long as it's an optional thing, like I think it would be great for a Mario Maker, obviously. Like it would make it so much easier. You know, I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. There's Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic that came out. If they were able to add those controls in, I think that would be fantastic. So, yeah, and I also, contrary to many belief, I like motion control games. Like I actually like Nintendo Switch Sports. I just don't think I think it needs better control. So if they can improve
it needs more
some of the
games
motion
too.
controls, yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's just
I
I
think
think
that would be
without the
nice.
sensor bar, they kind of shot themselves in the
Yeah.
foot.
You need
I
a sensor bar.
think they need to bring the sensor bar back.
Yeah.
Like
It just
put
works
a
so much
port
better.
on the dock or a USB port, whatever. Who cares?
Oh,
Just
smart.
just
Yeah.
make it USB.
Put a little thing on the top. Yeah, on
Yeah,
the top one. Yeah.
yeah. Just put a USB and that's it. Or it could be magnetic.
There you go.
No,
See,
but
I
I'm
like
joking.
that. I like this. I'm liking these ideas.
Yeah, but no, definitely we need the sensor bar back. I think it helped a lot. The Wii motion control felt so great that I don't know
So good.
why. Like you would
So
just,
good.
I know you want to make it wireless and everything, but I don't care. I don't mind putting the little thing on my
I'll put
TV.
a thing on it.
Yeah, I don't give a crap. Just make it so. Because I was playing Skyward Sword the other day, and the thing kept just not syncing properly, and the sword were going everywhere. No, please, just put
No Link.
like no Link. Don't swing your sword like that, you know. But yeah, it's just I think the sensor bar needs to come back.
Yeah. So yeah, this presentation, it's gonna be wild. I think we're gonna have a great time. I'm super excited to see it in real time. I'm gonna be up with the biggest cup of coffee ever. Luckily, there's a Tim Hortons right at the end. I'm gonna get the biggest coffee at like 6:30 in the morning.
What time is it for
get
you?
ready. So it'll be 8 a.m. Central for me. So 8 a.m. for me. So I'll
It's
be
not
live
bad.
15 minutes before. So yeah, 7:45. So I'll be up. I'll be ready. I'll be amped up.
You'll be amped up.
I'll be chipper.
Yeah.
We'll be up and chipper and very ready and so excited.
So excited.
I'll probably cry. I'll probably cry and laugh and scream, and it'll all be great. We'll have a great time.
We'll have a great time. That'll be
don't
crazy.
You worry. Well, all right. That kind of covers pretty much everything for this presentation. Safe to say we're excited, and there's a lot of things that I think we're hoping and we think are going to see there. Make educated guesses.
Yep.
We'll see our results in a couple weeks. See,
yes.
Maybe we totally killed it.
Yeah.
Maybe we totally killed it. Maybe we nailed it out of the park, or maybe we're not even close, and we don't know Nintendo that well.
Yeah, maybe we're not Nintendo fans after all.
Yeah, at all. It turns out we don't know Nintendo at all. We're Xbox people now.
Exactly.
So. But to end off the show, Ben, we have a question of the show this week. It is your turn. We're taking a little pause on revisiting retro. We'll come back to it next week. We just wanted to really focus on Switch and Switch 2 stuff. So, Ben, it's your turn for question of the show. What are we asking today?
I do not. I'll be honest, I do not remember what I told you, but I have another one for you.
Got another one.
Yeah.
Let's go. On the fly.
On the
fly. I
fly.
had no research here. Here we go.
I have no research. Wait. Let me look at my notes real quick. Let me look at
I know
my
your
notes.
question.
I know it. What is my question, please?
The old question he asked was, what did you think the Switch one was going to be?
Yeah, that's true. But I have another question, too, after that I want to ask you. Okay.
You know what's funny? Well, this was the preliminary question. The Switch one is when I really started paying attention to, like, I was always paying attention to gaming news and stuff, but this was when I started really getting invested in, like, the weeds and these, like, discussion channels, especially Game Explain. I was very big into Game Explain. It's not what it used to be, unfortunately, now, but there was a stretch there where they were fantastic. And I didn't really have an idea, but they kept saying that the tablet was going to be the big thing for this. So I pictured something a lot more bulky than what we got. I actually thought it was just going to be
a tablet?
Basically the Wii U tablet. And I just thought that's what it was going to be. I was like, they're just going to take the whole console and just the big Wii U tablet. But I also saw, like everyone, that oval. That I don't know if you ever saw this. It's like
I don't think so.
it's a patent picture. Essentially, what it was the console would be like oval shaped. There's two thumbsticks and a touch screen, and the whole screen and the whole thing console would just be screen. And I was like, "There's no way that's what it is." Some people were very convinced
Kind
that's
of
what
like
it
the
was.
Portal in a way.
Almost. It was really weird. I saw that picture and I was like, it can't be it. But I thought it was just going to be a big, bulky
Mm,
tablet like what we got. And it wasn't close. I think that's one of the things with the Switch
mm.
that was so crazy at the beginning. It is not at all
But the
what I
NX
thought it was
was.
going to be. Yeah. What did you think it was going to be?
I thought. Okay, so I saw some leaks when I remember I was in a very weird space in my life. And we were all me and my friends were always like in the console wars and like, oh, is it gonna be better in a PS4 because like PS5 didn't exist back then and everything. And I saw a leak that was like, oh, it's gonna be an hybrid between a PC and a console. So I thought it was gonna be a PC. I'll be honest. I thought it was gonna be like kind of like the touchscreen in a way. I thought it was gonna be like all the way touchscreen because there were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
leaked designs
Yeah,
and stuff, and it was gonna have like a kind of like the PS Vita with like features in the back where mouse support in a way and stuff like that. I thought like there were some leaks on that in a way, so I thought it was gonna be like an hybrid between a PC and a Nintendo console, and it was gonna
yeah.
be super powerful. I didn't think it was like portable. I think I thought the remote was a screen, like in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's how I.
I think the other thing is like, we're getting so many leaks about
Mm,
the Switch 2 and how it looks. There was nothing about the just regular Nintendo Switch. So seeing it for the first time was literally seeing it for the first time.
yeah.
Like that's how it was so
Yeah,
shocking
yeah,
to me.
yeah. Nobody knew what it was about. But the thing is that
No.
people were not as resourceful as they are right
Not yeah.
now. Like now, people can they're they're willing to ruin their reputation just for a leak. You
Yeah.
know, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
They're willing to risk it all for a leak. Like it's
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little
Back then,
crazy.
it was like very, oh no, but I'm gonna
It
lose
was
my
hard. It
job.
was tough. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was much different environment for
Yeah,
sure.
people respected the corporate ladder in the corporate environment, you know?
That's very true.
That's very
It
true.
seems to have changed a lot.
Yes, yes,
Somehow people have definitely been able to sneak cameras into, these factories and have been
yes,
able to take pictures.
yes. But like,
So,
cell phone were used back in the day, like in
oh yeah, it was
2017.
only 2016,
Yeah,
right? Like,
but it wasn't like how it wasn't like a mini PC. It was like I don't know. It was just an add-on. You know, you
oh
could
yeah, it was still like adapting. Like, it was still very like we're talking iPhone 5, iPhone
yeah,
6,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, still really advanced, but
But
like now, like this is the iPhone 15 Plus. Like I can take 4K, like 60
exactly.
video.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
catch you in 4K. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you
So
can do AI on your cell phone. You can do a lot of things. Like it's
literally,
yeah. But I have another question, and it is this is a little bit out of the blue. Is did you buy the Switch day one? And if you did, what was the ambiance there? Like, how did you feel?
you know what is funny? I did buy it, not day one, but it was within the first 3 weeks.
Okay,
I had saved up a
a
lot.
lot. Yeah,
I was just working like a terrible whatever job, and I was in university, very like out of control.
yeah.
I was a lot of uncertainty in my life, so I did get it within the launch window, and I remember it being so. It was very whimsical,
Yeah,
actually. Like it was
it
very
was.
crazy because I had the Wii U. I was a Wii U guy. I had the Wii
Yeah,
U.
same.
Um, and the thing about the Wii U was it was a very close knit community, right? Because there
Nobody
wasn't
had one.
many sold. No one really had it. So the people that did had it, got to talk about it
Mm,
online, got to go into like certain Nintendo YouTubers and discuss it because it was like a little fun little community.
yeah.
So the Switch, completely flipped everything
Yeah.
on its head. And I bought the Switch. I didn't have any games physically for it yet, but
Mm.
what I did buy was Fast Racing RMX.
Oh,
If you
such a
don't know what this
good
game is,
game.
it's a sequel to a game on the Wii U,
Yeah.
funny enough, but um, it's an F-Zero clone
It is
and
an
a
F-Zero clone, yeah.
really
It
good
goes
one.
super fast. Like, it was very surprising to see a Nintendo console handle this type of speed
Yeah.
and pretty graphics and everything. Like, it's a
The
really fun
game
game.
looks unbelievable. It's super fast, and the gimmick is your car changes between the color white and black. And there are these boost
Yeah.
pads on the track, and if you change your car to the correct color, you get an
Boost.
insane boost. So you have to be paying attention at all times. And yeah, this game like blew my mind. And because like I didn't really have much money left because I just spent it all on the Switch.
Mm.
So like getting the gray Switch with
Gray
its
Switch.
Joy-Cons and Fast Racing RMX
You didn't
was
get Breath of the Wild?
I did not. I didn't have enough money. I could only splurge for
Yeah.
the Fast Racing
Did
RMX.
you regret not getting Breath of the Wild at launch, or?
Yeah, but I mean, I just didn't have enough
Yeah, you
money.
couldn't. Yeah,
The
you couldn't.
thing was, I only had enough. I could have maybe waited, but I couldn't. The FOMO was getting to be so
Yeah.
bad that I just had to get the console. And I saw a bunch of people saying, hey, Fast Racing RMX is really good. So
So you
it
just had
scratched the itch for a while. So, and I also got Snake Pass as well.
Snake Pass. It was a launch title. I remember.
It was,
yeah.
If you don't know what Snake Pass is, funny enough, it looks like a rare game. That's why
Yes.
everyone was really like attached to it because they're like, this looks like a rare game, like the graphics and everything. You play as a snake and you have to. It's like a snake platformer, but snakes can't jump, so you have to wrap yourself around poles to get around. So I had Snake Pass as well. That game was really fun, actually. It was very cute. It was very fun, actually. So
yeah, it was fun.
Those were the games I had, and the conversation. It was just a really magical time because it felt like people were coming back to Nintendo, and you kind of felt vindicated as a fan. I know, like now at this point in my life, I'm obviously still a major Nintendo fan, but I don't look for validation from other people. Like I just like it. But at that time when I was like 19, like it was kind of like, oh, nice. Like everyone's kind of like coming back to the team, right? So
no, same.
It was a crazy
it was
time,
crazy.
but it was a special time. So what about you? Were you there near the beginning?
Yeah. So, oh man, it's a crazy story, actually. It's not a crazy story, but it's a really cool story. Me and my cousin, okay, I used to live with my aunt back then. And me and my cousin we were big Nintendo fans. And my cousin, I pre-ordered it, so it was day one.
Lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky. I pre-ordered it. It was at it's something called Carrefour Laval. It's like a big mall,
Okay, sure.
And it was at EB Games back then because it was called EB Games. And
electronic boutique.
Yeah, electronic boutique. My cousin had to go to school, and I was like, "Yo, you coming with me picking up the Switch?" He was like, "Yeah, fuck." Oh, sorry. He was like, "Yeah, I'm getting to get the Switch with you. Screw school." So, and my aunt was like, she called my cousin. She's like, "You have to go to school today, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll go to school.
Oh yeah,
he did. So we went there. We were there at like 6 a.m. There was a big lineup, like crazy. Even if I pre-ordered it, I was like 25 in line. I had to wait like 3 hours to get my Switch. But like I remember the first in line, okay, he got out with his Switch and there was some like benches next to us. He started to just play Breath of the Wild in front of us, and I was like, bro, stop.
While you're in line?
Yeah, I was like, bro, stop. And he was like, oh, you want to play? I was like, sure, bro. So I started playing for like 15 minutes. He was just looking at me playing. He's like, oh no, do this, and that. So, oh yeah, man, it was so fun.
That's so cool, though.
And the ambiance was nice. Everyone was so excited, Oh man, it was a really nice moment in my life. I went there, I
Yeah, I
picked up
agree.
a Pro Controller, the special edition for Breath of the Wild, and the Switch. Man, and I picked up a Wii U copy of Breath of the Wild too for my cousin. And we
Gotta have
went
it. Yeah.
home. He played on the TV on his Wii U, and I played portably on my Switch.
That's super
And we
cool.
played right next to each other for like 8 hours straight. And we're like, oh,
That's
do this,
so
do that.
cool.
Oh yeah, that was such a magical moment. Like honestly, like I don't know.
You know,
It's
that's what gaming does.
yeah,
Sometimes there's so much like just a lot of people are angry, man, and I think about moments like that, where you're just like just this nice little
just nice this little
pocket of
moment.
time slash
Yeah,
community where you're like, this is nice.
this
Yeah.
was nice. It was like I don't know. At first I was disappointed by Breath of the Wild. To be honest, like I was like not really into it. I got Fast RMX at the same time at
Let's
launch,
go.
and
So good.
I
It's so fun.
remember, yeah, it's so fun. And I remember like a couple of weeks later, Binding of Isaac came out. That's
Yeah,
my
it did.
first time I've ever played that game, and I
Yeah.
completely fell in love with it. My cousin had a PC at the time, and I had a Switch, so he just but got it. I got it on Switch, and I was like, yo, you have to play this game, so good. So he got it on PC with mods and everything. So we would just play together. I don't know. It was just nice, It was nice.
The big thing about the Switch launch, and I think it won't feel the same this time
Mm,
because the Switch was a brand new, fresh start for
mm.
Nintendo. There
Yeah,
was no backwards compatibility, there was no nothing. So when it launched, it pretty much had like
two
less than
games.
10 games, like
Yeah.
8 games, so you were playing all people that had the Switch at the same time within that first month, they were all playing the same stuff
Mm.
together,
Oh yeah.
right? The stuff I think about is
All of my friends list was like Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild, Breath of the
yeah,
Wild. It's
yeah.
like that was only it.
The stuff that I was, I think back on like in that first month that people were playing was like Snake Pass,
Mm.
Fast RMX, Snipper Clips,
Yeah.
Super Bomberman R.
Oh
This
yeah.
people were playing this too, right? And Breath of the Wild, right? Like there was pretty much just a handful of games, and that was the really cool part.
Yeah.
Obviously, it sucks that it wasn't backwards compatible, but the really cool part of having everyone play the same thing essentially at the
Mm.
same time
Yeah.
was really
And everyone was
is really
just
cool.
talking about the Switch for months and months on
Yeah.
it. I remember Breath of the Wild, it took like 2 years for people to stopping talking about it, like in a way.
Yeah.
Like it was because Breath of the Wild was such a big like sandbox engine in a way, like game engine, that people were just discovering new things all the time, and it was always just breaking the internet every time someone would just find something new, even if it was like 2 years after the launch.
Yeah.
So it took so long for people to stop talking about Breath of the Wild. Honestly, like I don't know, it was crazy. It's such a good time though.
Yeah, it's backwards compatibility is the best. Like
Yes.
we need backwards compatibility
Yes.
for this console, of
Yeah.
course, and things going forward when you buy. But yeah, there is something special about just everyone starting at ground zero,
Yeah.
starting their way up. So it was really cool.
It was fun.
Breath of the Wild was insane. It was such a crazy moment in time
Yes.
that game came
You
out.
had to be there.
And yeah, you had to be there. And the thing about Breath of the Wild was they had sold more copies of Breath of the Wild than the Nintendo Switch had been sold.
Yes.
So there was a
People were
point where people
buying
just
the
had the
copy.
game
Yeah, and they were
until they
waiting.
could get the Switch.
Yeah, it was
Literally.
crazy.
You just never hear of anything like that
Yeah.
now. Like where the game, like I think it would be like, let's say 1 million Switches were sold. There was like 1.5 million copies of Breath of the Wild. So like that's just unheard of. Like
Yeah.
people were buying this game, being like, I'm gonna play this when I get the system. I'm gonna play it later. So you just owned the copy.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy to think about. But
I
yeah,
have a funny story about my old boss, which I absolutely adore. Like, thank God this man it was in my life for during my time that I worked at my old job. But and he was a huge Zelda fan, and he never bought a Switch. He was like, "Oh, I'm waiting for
Really?
Breath of the Wild, but I know if I play it, I'm gonna not be there for like 3 weeks and only play this. So I'm curious to see how he's doing right now. And I was like,
And like
is he
how
gonna?
he, yeah, did he end
Yeah,
up playing it? Yeah.
if he ended up playing it, and if he's gonna pick up the Switch too. I think I'm gonna text him after this and be like, "Yo,
Yeah,
you picking the Switch? Or you want me to put you one aside or something? You know?" Like,
it's that first year was pretty magical.
mm,
I will say that
yeah,
that whole 2017, they're really like when you think of console like first years,
yeah,
there will be nothing that matches that, I
nothing.
think,
Yeah,
because you think about just stuff that came out afterwards. Arms, Mario Kart 8
yes.
Deluxe, Odyssey. I'm pretty sure
Odyssey.
Xenoblade 2 came out that
Xenoblade
year
2
too.
came
It's
out before Odyssey. It came out
yeah,
right after. No, it came out after. Sorry, it came out after October, I think.
it was like this first year was just like bang,
Bangers after
bang,
bangers.
bang. They
Yes.
just wouldn't
Yeah.
stop. And the thing was, because everyone was starting from ground zero, literally we were all playing it at the same time. We
Yeah.
were all playing Arms at the same time.
Every
We are
time
all
a new
playing,
game came out, people were
yeah, every
dire for
time.
something new to play on the Switch, or they were just
It
like.
was it was crazy.
And I remember whenever okay, that was a weird time in my life where after I finished Breath of the Wild, I had a realization, and I was like, I don't think I can play another open world that is not like Breath of the Wild. I
Yeah.
don't think I can go back to linear games, which I'm gonna be honest, I like linear games more than open world nowadays. But it came with a time I was like, man, Breath of the Wild changed my perspective on video
Yeah.
games, on open worlds. Like, I don't know. It was crazy, man.
The one game too, just to kind of end on,
Mm,
that I thought was crazy that it was kind of like there at launch that
mm.
people still had and were playing was Street Fighter 2,
Oh yeah,
the Switch
yeah.
edition.
I
It
have,
was
yeah,
just Street Fighter
yeah,
2.
yeah,
That's all it
yeah,
was. But people bought it and played it because they just knew the community at the time was so tight that people would just get together and play literally just Street
just
Fighter
Street Fighter
2.
2.
It's crazy. It's a pretty rare game. I had that as well, by the way.
You don't have it anymore?
No, because sad story. I sold my original Switch probably
Mm.
about a year after getting it, and then I bought one in 2019, and that's when I started up everything again. I was kind of like in a different mindset, but now
Well,
my
why?
collections my collection's really insane right now.
Why?
So why
Why'd
did I
you?
sell it? Probably unfortunate reasons.
Oh,
I
okay, no.
probably
Yeah,
nothing good. Unfortunately,
nothing. Yeah,
probably is why I sold it.
yeah.
So, but yeah. So then, once I finally like was able to buy a new one and then buy a bunch of games and start back up, I had a pretty small collection once I started dating Mags. Like I maybe had a dozen game. Now
Really?
oh yeah, yeah. And that was
You went
back in
crazy.
like 2020.
You went
Oh yeah, I
XA
went
mode.
nuts. But that's the thing. I slowly started building back up because I just remember I was like, man, I love this console. I don't know why I was so stupid for selling it. So
Yeah, yeah.
now I'm at like
Yeah,
200 games. So,
yeah.
but hey, we live and learn,
We
right?
live and
We
learn.
live and learn like Sonic.
Like
So
Sonic.
yeah. But what a magical time.
Yeah.
Now we just have to wait a couple weeks and see if they're able to recapture that magic. That's
Yeah.
going to be the most interesting part, just to see. And that's why I think I've seen some debate whether Mario Kart 8, or sorry, not Mario Kart 8, the new Mario Kart will be there at launch
Yeah.
or not. Like maybe they'll push it a month later. I just think you want everyone playing this thing
Oh yeah.
right away, and I think you want
And
to
I'm
try to
gonna play
capture
this.
that again.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna play it so
the
bad.
thing is,
I'm gonna
I'm
play
gonna
it.
be the one selling it that time around, so
Oh,
I'm
and you're
not
gonna be losing it.
very
Yeah.
looking forward to it, unfortunately, because I've lived a lot of video game launch in my life. Like I've
Oh yeah,
sold a lot of video game at launch,
we have
and
more launches to go, Evan. You know,
yeah,
many
yeah,
more in our lifetime.
yeah. But the thing is I can't take off for the Switch 2. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I have to sell it. So that's gonna be a very, very annoying time for me during that
Yeah.
time. Like I'm planning on doing a lot of content towards the Switch 2, like unboxing videos and stuff. So yeah.
It's gonna be exciting.
It's gonna be
But
exciting.
we'll see what they have for us cooking in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
We'll
2 weeks.
give our full reaction and see what they have. Alrighty, Ben, where can everyone find you on the socials?
You can find me on Twitch, TikTok, and on YouTube at Benduzo. It's just the name right here. How about you,
There you
Juice?
go. Yeah, you can find me on TikTok at Juice Bar Gaming. We got tons of videos coming up. Ben, just for the people, what are you working on? You got some stuff in the works,
I
right?
am working on a video called "Stop Buying Digital Games." Bing, bing,
There you
bing.
go. There we go.
There we go. It's coming out. No, but actually, there's a video coming out tomorrow as well.
Let's go. Perfect.
But yeah, that's my new video I'm working on. It's very long video, so lots of work. But I'm trying to get it every 2 weeks. I'm trying to release a YouTube video every 2 weeks and some reaction videos in between and stuff like that. So
Very cool.
how about you, Juice? What are you working on?
Yeah, for me, just trying to refine some stuff. I'm trying to push out far more content. Looking back at some of my Switch library, I'm talking about some Nintendo stuff, all that good stuff. Starting to improve my craft. I'm trying to get much better at the video editing and stuff.
It's nice.
But yeah, so yeah, we will hopefully have a ton of stuff to talk about next show. Again, if you want to watch the presentation with us, we'll be live 15 minutes before at Juice Bar Gaming on TikTok, and perhaps Ben will be there or not on Twitch at Benduzo.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. But we'll have lots to talk about in 2 weeks' time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Get ready. Get ready. It's going to get crazy. We're going to get crazy.
Yeah. We're going to get freaky.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.